long story short, I was the first person to find the wet bit. Uh,
Oh, so were you also the first person to find the wall?
I didn't find the wall, but I went into like this, like a gravel trap.
Yeah. You've gotten stuck in that?
Imagine that, but with like bark, like tree bark.
Oh, jeez.
So I went into that and kind of got buried and had to dig myself out.
I wouldn't imagine. Well, I wouldn't want to. I don't think I'd want to deal with the bark, honestly. I'd much prefer the gravel.
Oh no, in a cart, a gravel would hurt like fuck. Um, Tree bark doesn't hurt when it hits.
I guess that makes
Gravel,
sense.
gravel very much would.
But you're okay, right?
Um, oh yeah, I'm fine. I didn't hit the wall. I've been in that. I've Shane said I've gone in there before to avoid an accident, so I kind of knew what to do. Like once I realized I fucked up, instead of staying on the brakes and trying to avoid it, I just got back on the throttle and just sent it into the gravel, into the bark, knowing that I needed momentum to try and get out the other side, and I nearly made it. I got bogged down in it, and then I got beached, or not beached, but like the back wheels got brought off the ground, but the front was like buried in the bark, so I had to pull it out, and I lost like 25 seconds, and which sucked. I ended up losing the race by 17 seconds, so there's a very good argument that could be made that I would have won it if I didn't, but
What position did you finish in?
I ended up finishing fourth because
Fourth.
so many people got caught out in the rain.
So fourth,
Um,
fourth, 17 seconds back. That's pretty. Oh, actually made it.
yeah,
That's not bad at all.
yeah,
That's a
you
little
just
weird
gotta
though.
remember on this one, it's a later jump than you think. But yeah, my buddy Tom, who was racing with us, he also went off in that corner, but he didn't know what to do, so he held on the brakes and he got stuck to the point that it took him 3 laps to drag his cart out.
Oh, jeez. They
Because
didn't.
they don't push very well on bark, so you have to actually like properly drag it, and they get heavy, and then they also build up a wave on the front.
And they didn't.
It's kind of nuts.
They didn't like throw a yellow or something for that.
Yeah, they threw a yellow, but like not a full course caution, just a local one.
No. So imagine that would be a little frightening, having to drag your cart on if everyone's going
Um,
around you.
it can be, but it can be, but it isn't. If that makes sense.
Um, would it not be because you sort of trust everyone to do their thing?
Even when you don't trust them to do your thing, it's pretty easy to predict where people are gonna go. Yeah, you're jumping too early off of that one.
Yeah.
If I can make it back.
It's been a minute since I've done this, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're not under any time pressure. Just
well, not yet.
if it
I
takes
really
you
don't
some
think I'm
time
gonna
to
make
figure
it
it out.
very far, but
Hey, a lot of people don't. Last tournament, you missed the last tournament, but 48 people out of the 100 failed the first obstacle.
oh my goodness.
You can make it up from there if you can head to. Actually,
I fell.
I'll try and demonstrate.
Okay, yeah. You show me.
So yeah, if you end up getting stuck down here, you can
Oh,
just stand here.
I fell through a hole in before the even.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So if you do end up stuck down here, you can get back up. You just gotta make sure you're in between the bits here, and then just jump and crouch.
Oh, jump again? Wait a minute. This
So
background,
jump.
this like this surface when I'm watching you jump, it's like leaving little
Oops. Like
like a
particle effect.
yeah, like a little echo of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Sometimes it does that.
That's weird. Oh, close. Okay, whatever.
Um. Remember, when you're in the air, if you crouch, you'll bring your feet up, so it'll give you like the ability to go further. That was really early when you jump. You basically almost want to run off of the platform.
Okay, okay.
There
Oh,
you
there
go.
we go. Okay.
and then this bit's easy enough. And then when you slide down here, so there's another lip at the bottom. You want to, if it's not a big lip, but it's enough time to sprint and jump, and then throw a crouch in again to land. So just go down, sprint, jump, crouch. Ta-da!
Oh,
Hey.
I got a first try.
Yeah, so get this far and you'll easily beat like 20, 25 people. And then these ones are just, yeah.
No, these
So
ones
you want to
are...
make sure you're stood on the top of the bar thing there, and then jump and then move and then crouch. So you want the height first. There you go.
Oh, I
And then these
overshot
ones
it.
are,
Shucks.
yeah. Well, overshooting it is, like in practice, is better than undershooting it because that means you know how to make it. You just gotta not give it quite so many beans. But no, it's good to chat again. How have you been? I guess you're starting to do a bit better now that you're back thinking about doing racing again.
Yeah, it was a very long winter. Oh my goodness, very long winter. I'm sorry for basically just being complete radio silence. Other than I
Oh,
think I sent a
don't
message
be.
on like Christmas and Thanksgiving. So yeah,
Yeah. Oh, no need to apologize. Shit happens, doesn't it?
I
It's
guess.
real life. Real life always take precedent over Halo racing.
Well, yeah, naturally.
Oh god. Ah. I will say that since the last time we spoke, Halo Racing's been having a bit of a boom period, largely thanks to a couple of people did on Halo Tracks like going hard on the Instagram train, and so we've been getting a lot of new people and a lot of people coming back from like years on years of not doing it. So that's pretty neat.
That's it's pretty good, I guess. So
Yeah.
am I thinking about joining at joining back in at the right time then?
Yeah. Like there's a series that they run on there called HTSX Next, which is it's designed as a more beginner friendly feeder series, but what it's turned out is basically it's just another Supercross series, but with like all of the big names not allowed to compete in it, so it's a bit more like open. Ignition's been popping up as well. A new season of that started, and I think there were like 30 people trying to qualify for the Daytona 500 at
Oh
the start of the
dang.
season. Um, Yeah, which was fun. They had like full on duels and everything like that.
Huh, that does sound fun. Admittedly, I mean, I'm gonna edit through what I already have. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
be requesting footage again, and then as soon as all that's done, then I'll finally be able to focus up and.
yeah. I still have some footage from races. So if you let me know when you're like which race you're doing, I'll try and see if I can find the right footage to send to you.
Yeah, I would really appreciate that. I need to remember which
Yeah.
one is the last one I was working on now. Yeah, so I'm basically gonna finish cobbling together the current video that I'm working on, and then I'll work through the backlog, and whenever that's done, which admittedly I don't think should take too long. Um,
No, I don't know if you're anything like me, but if you get into like the flow editing, it feels like it goes like you can get a lot done really quick. But then other times it will take so long to do literally nothing. It's like all depends on the flow that you're in.
yeah, I felt during the winter and fall. I think honestly, a big part of it might have been like some sort of seasonal depression, but I just couldn't get anything done in like any regard. And now that it's started to warm up again, I've been a lot more
Yeah.
productive in a lot of things. So
So what you're saying is that we now have proof that you're a lizard person and you don't work very well in the winter.
yeah, I actually am a lizard. If you cut open my skin, you do see some scales. It's a skin suit, so
Goombob is the lizard people, just like Queen Elizabeth and Joe Biden, and who else is supposedly a lizard person?
Anybody and
Uh,
any politician pretty much has an
or,
allegation
or
of being a lizard person.
yeah, or like any old celebrity, like like I read that Danny DeVito was one,
Danny
and stuff
DeVito.
like.
I've heard Tom Cruise, lizard person.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise is supposedly a vampire.
Oh, he's a vampire. I see that's
Yeah.
contradictory to what I've heard, but I can see that, I guess.
It's so funny if you just had like Avril Lavigne is actually like the third clone of Avril Lavigne is the one that's going around at the moment.
The third clone.
Yeah.
What? Did the other ones die?
Uh, yeah.
I guess. What the heck?
Have you never heard the Avril Lavigne is a clone theory?
No, I've not. That's not one that's been brought to my attention.
It's fucking funny, that one. I enjoy looking at conspiracy theories because of how like absurd and bullshit they are, but then sometimes you find like absolute crackers like that Avril Lavigne is a clone, and you're just like, yeah, this is all worth it, but there's also people out there who believe this.
No, sometimes the knowledge that there are people who believe it is honestly more funny than the actual theory itself sometimes.
Well, the funniest part is when someone actually told Avril Lavigne.
Oh,
and
so she knows about the
made...
theory.
She knows about the theory and has occasionally leaned into it on the socials.
Ay ay ay. Well, at least she goes along with the joke, right?
Yeah, like sees it as the spot of fun it is rather than like slanderous. Because you get some people who are like, slander. You know, like Tom Cruise with South Park.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah, don't ever bring up the Tom Cruise vampire thing to him.
Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
Ay ay ay.
But yeah, no, I know when obviously you got to figure out with the other people, but whenever you can figure out whenever the races are gonna be, I'm fairly sure like me, Wes, probably Kimchi, Hatter, maybe Jeff, like there'll be a bunch of people who will do it as long as it lines up with like if with their availability.
Well, I'm really looking forward to getting it back started up again.
Yeah.
Because it's been brewing in the back of my mind, admittedly, for pretty much the entirety of winter. You know, just to finish it up. And then, I don't think I'm going to do another after this one, but I'll probably pop in and out of, like, some other series if I'm invited or allowed in.
Yeah. Well, you'd be allowed into any of them if you want to do DRL, and you'd be allowed into DRL if you... Like, Halo Tracks doesn't have... They have ones where they exclude people for, like, being previous champions of another series and stuff like that in the development thing. So, like, if you've won an Ignition race, you're not allowed in the Ignition development series. So, I'm not allowed in that one.
Does my series count? Because then I guess I wouldn't be able to race in it.
No, it has to be, like, specifically in Ignition, or if you've won a race specifically in HTSX.
So it can't just be of any old schmucks series.
No, or else I'd be banned from a bunch of them for winning a series that I ran back on Halo Reach back in the day. Which, as it turns out, you know Squeezu,
Yeah.
like Wes Squeezu, yeah. So me and him raced in a series that I ran back in 2011, and both of us completely forgot that the other one was in there until we were watching a video at one point, and Wes goes, "Wait, that's my name." I'm like, "What?" And it turns out we had a mutual friend that neither of us had spoken to in like 15 years, and we've now remade contact with that person again.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Has there been any stupid drama that I've missed?
Oh, I don't. How long have you got?
Oh boy, is it really that bad?
Uh, well, some of it's not necessarily bad. Some of it's just funny. It was like a guy who, uh, a, a guy who was trying to profit off of custom games at one point. So it's like he had a Patreon and you could pay to like play in his custom game lobbies and shit like that. Like one of those assholes. He decided to, because he's like very loosely associated with the racing community on Halo tracks, because he will occasionally come in and plug his own shit there. Like he'll use it as a base to try that, and everyone will tell him to fuck off. But he'll still keep trying. And he commented on an Instagram post for the Halo NASCAR Instagram. And it's like, oh, of all the things you could do of this, you race in a circle, how boring. And somebody figured out that it was him on a burner, so he was getting basically roasted by the entire community and actively like trying to defend himself as if he was right.
Oh my goodness.
And that basically brought everybody together to shit on this one guy. And then it came out that he was like, oh yeah, no, guys can pay me to, or you guys could pay me, like $10 on my Patreon per week and I'll come race. It's like, nah, fuck off. Nobody's paying you to race.
Dude, and say, I have thought, not that I would necessarily implement this idea, but I have definitely given it some consideration of not necessarily in like Halo racing or anything like that, but maybe a more official sim type situation where if you get a whole bunch of people and they each have to put in, I don't know, like $5 to enter, and
Oh yeah,
then
like an entry fee series. Yeah,
and
I've done a few
then
of those before.
and then you have the winner. You like obviously you divide the amount of money for positions.
Yeah.
I've thought about that.
Yeah, I mean that's not uncommon in the sim racing circles. I've made good money off of stuff like that before. I personally would never do something like that, like because then I feel like you have certain, I guess, like legal standards to live up to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I definitely
Uh,
hear you on that
like
front.
like there was a guy. His name was Danny de Haas. He was this Dutch guy, and he ran a sim racing organization, Global Endurance Motorsport, and they had their like flagship series was the Global Endurance series. And he was running it, and he was doing a really bad job of running it, like BOP not being done right, stewarding being done horribly, like pre-race information not being given out, etc., etc. And the point, this was a series where every driver had to pay 20 quid to enter, and every car had to pay 25. So if you're driving in a car, let's say with 4 people, in total that entry is forked out 105, or is 105 euros, right?
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah.
you're talking
That's
three and a
quite a
half,
bit.
4 grand. Yeah. And so this guy was just doing it really badly for like a season, and then the next season comes around, people are entering, and 2 races in, like, the plug gets pulled because he didn't like people's attitude towards it. So everyone just requested refunds on PayPal. And or not everyone, but a bunch of people started doing it, and then Danny was like, oh, he put out an announcement saying, oh yeah, you people are being really ungrateful and blah blah blah. And at that point, everybody who hadn't requested a refund all requested a refund.
So he
And he was
basically
trying to make,
dug his own grave.
yeah. But like that's the sort of thing you need to keep standards up when you're doing stuff like that. Like you can't afford a slip or anything.
I could imagine that getting a little tricky.
Yeah, when you start having legal ramifications, then it's like bad. Because at that point, the payment is effectively signing a contract, right? And if you breach the terms of a contract, you are actually open to legal action. It's like when I used to work for a company called Race Room, I was involved in doing sim racing esports, like organizing, running, officiating kind of stuff. And one guy tried to sue me for for something. It was a series that we were being paid to run by Mercedes, right? So the fact that they then went and tried to sue us got Mercedes' legal team involved.
Oh, jeez.
And yeah, so to the point where we went through it and we went through the rule book and all that, and like basically we're trying to make sure that we actually had, you know, like we weren't in the wrong, and by we that means that I wasn't in the wrong. And so I actually sat down with like a couple of like lawyers from Mercedes, the guy who was like their rep in the series and stuff like that, and we were all sat down like going over the rules, and they were like, yeah, no, like this guy's got nothing, you know. So we our lawyers, or I say our lawyers, their lawyers got back to the guy and was like, listen, here's the deal, like this is what happened, this is why it happened, you know, everything was done to the letter, like you can't, like you have no grounds for this, and they actually had to drop the lawsuit. But like that was fucking terrifying when that came in my email.
Yeah, I would imagine that's you've definitely had an interesting life.
Yeah. Interesting, certainly a word for it. You gonna win?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna win. I think I'm ready
Yeah.
for my run.
Oh, okay. Let me just go over here.
I got the sandwich. I've got the BR. Yeah, and there's no way I'm gonna lose this.
Right, that's there. That's there. Okay. Hold on. I forgot I had to. We turned the power off today, so I had to reboot my PC, and I hadn't bought up OBS since.
It's all right. Tap me in, coach. I'm ready.
Okay, OBS is up. I've hit the record button, and I'm trying to pull the stopwatch up on my phone at the same time. Alright, Goombob, welcome back to the Elite Challenge. You have one attempt, 1 minute 55 seconds on the clock. Time starts when you make first jump onto the course. Best of luck. You can go when you're ready.
All right. My only goal is just to not jump into the water right here. That's... Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, hang on. I'm actually... Because I saw you land on that and then lag back off on my end. I'll give you another go on that one.
Oh, you'll give me a mulligan.
I'll give you a mulligan because I saw you actually lag off the platform.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Maybe I won't do the sandwich then. Maybe it was
Yeah.
bad
Well,
luck.
so the sandwich also won't respawn because something's fucked with it in the map at the moment, so...
Oh, well...
You won't be able to wait for it.
I don't want to wait for it.
Okay, I've hit the record button again.
Okay.
Welcome back once again. 1 minute 55 seconds on the clock. Good luck. You go. Are you ready?
Okay, thank you. Come on, please. Oh. Okay. This is whatever I do next. This is successful in my eyes. All right, let's just. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh. Okay.
That was a good run though.
I did more than I thought I would. Admittedly, I feel like most of the time I'll get into a rhythm when I do the practice, and then the moment that you turn on OBS, it's like all that right out the window. So
yeah.
I'll take that.
Hey. Well, thank you for that. I can confirm that you are not in last place.
Woohoo!
You're the 49th run up until this point, and you're easily ahead of like 25 people.
Oh, beautiful. That's what I like to hear.
Solid performance.
So long as I'm not dead last, that's a win in my book.
Well, even your first run where you lagged off, that wouldn't be dead last.
That wouldn't be dead last?
Well, no, because you at least hit it and lagged off as opposed to just coming up short.
So somebody completely missed it? At least one other person?
Yep.
Dang.
So, we keep track of these on this, like, grand sort of placement sheet, things, like on a big spreadsheet. So, there were, if you landed, or if you even got a jump off the start platform in the last tournament, you would have finished 97th or above. Because 3 people left their jump so late they just ran off the fucking thing.
Oh my goodness.
The
No, but
last video
knowing
was a pretty good one, to be fair. Like, give it a watch when you can.
knowing me, I probably would have been one of those 3 people if I was active at that time.
Yeah. Well, your results on here, because you're on this spreadsheet, you came 36th in tournament 9, so that's 36th out of 50. Then in tournament 11, you came 69th equal, which pretty alright. And then in 13, you came 91st equal.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. That's the one where I missed the jump, I think.
Yeah, with the floating things that look like a beholder or whatever from D&D.
Yeah, that's right. I completely
Yeah.
screwed the pooch on that one.
So did so many people. But no, thank you for that. It's all saved up. Everything's good on my end. Cool. I'm gonna end this just so I still have the theater clip if I need to grab anything else. I don't think I will, but just in case.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and
Yeah, thanks for turning up for it, and it's cool that you're coming back. Hopefully we can race some together at some point in the not too distant future.
that's certainly the hope.
I say, are you still at the point where you don't want to play MCC because you don't want to lose the theater clips?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I still have to save the theater clips.
Are you on PC or are you on
Yeah, I'm on PC.
Xbox for that? Is there a way you can actually like pull the replay file out and then drop it back in again at a later date? Is that something that you can do? Because I know you can do that with the maps.
Yeah, there may be some sort of voodoo magic I could utilize to get that, but it's not something that is advertised, unlike the maps, because I do have maps saved directly onto my computer. But I don't think. I don't think that they
I have
do
like
that.
400. I have 400 Halo Reach Forge World maps.
Yeah, that functionality is a godsend. I really wish it was like something that they offered for Forge, but the fact that it's offered for maps is really nice.
Yeah. I mean, you can. It's a bit long-winded, but you can get yourself. You can, a bit roundabout do it.
Yeah, I'm sure I could like Google it or something. See if somebody else has figured it out on some niche online forum 20 years ago. Well, I guess it wouldn't be 20 years ago, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to bid you farewell and a good day.
Yep.
And
yeah, you too.
Hopefully,
have a good one.
Hopefully, we'll be able to
catch you.
Chat more.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.